Morning, everybody. I've got a great word of encouragement for us out of Isaiah 30 today. I was in a worship situation over the weekend and where I was playing my guitar, and I was very aware that what I was doing was battle with that guitar, and I've been told that many times. It's an instrument of warfare, spiritual warfare we're talking here, right? Okay, but anyway, in Isaiah 30:32, I said, this is what I keep hearing during this worship time. It shall be that every place where the staff of punishment passes, which the Lord lays on him, it will be with tambourines and harps. And in battles of brandishing, he will fight with it. Now that's a passage I've used a lot of times for encouraging us to worship, because worship is what tears down the enemy's strongholds. Every place where the staff of punishment passes, through the voice of the Lord. Now, Assyria was the enemy, right? Through the voice of the Lord, Assyria will be beaten down. He strikes, as he strikes with the rod, in every place where the staff of punishment passes, which the Lord lays on him, it will be with tambourines and harps. You see what I'm saying? And in battles of brandishing, he will fight with it. So when the Lord's voice destroys the enemy, it's done with tambourines and harps. Of course, we all remember 2 Chronicles 20:20, where Jehoshaphat sent out the army against, I think it was a whole bunch of armies that were coming against Judah. And he sent out the worship band first. And all they did was go out in front of the army and sing, "The Lord is good, his mercy is everlasting. The Lord is good, his mercy is everlasting." It'd be like, here you are in... you're being attacked by Antifa people, a whole bunch of them on the street, and you just go out with your guitar and go, "The Lord is good and his mercy is everlasting." More exactly in the Vietnam War, if they had not used their weapons but instead marched forward into the jungle singing, that's what we're talking about, the courage that must have taken. So anyway, but I just wanted to say that, the background here is that Assyria, the Assyrian army, and how this ends up is, you remember the story when Sennacherib finally did come to try to attack Jerusalem. It was during King Hezekiah's time. You can read about this in 2 Kings 19, 2 Chronicles, I've forgotten what, 2 Kings 19, 2 Chronicles, it was around 20, I believe, or nope, it's later than that, probably 30. Yeah, it's 32. Remember where Hezekiah goes up and spreads the letter from the king of Assyria, Sennacherib, who said, "I'm about to attack you, and you have no hope." So he spread it before the Lord, and then the Lord spoke to Isaiah and said, "Don't worry about it. He's not going to win." So in Isaiah 36 through 39, this is all, the whole adventure is recorded. But this is a prophetic word about that, what was about to happen, that Isaiah got in Isaiah 30:32 that I'm talking about, okay? I'm trying to set the stage for you. So when Isaiah got this word, so Sennacherib, remember when he finally came against Jerusalem, because Hezekiah didn't go seek help from anybody else. He trusted in the Lord. Then the angel of the Lord goes in the camp of the Assyrians one night and kills 185,000 of them. So when they wake up, there's all the corpses of the Assyrian army lying on the ground. Sennacherib escapes back to Nineveh, to Assyria, and he's later slaughtered by his sons in his temple, the temple to his god, where he's worshiping. Interesting thing, I used to see there was a stele in the Istanbul Archaeological Museum with a picture of the king of Assyria at his temple worshiping his god. And I used to go in there and say, okay, here it is. Here's a stele, a carving in stone about the king of Assyria worshiping his god. This is where he was killed by his own sons. The guy who attacked Jerusalem, who tried to attack Jerusalem. So anyway, that's a little just encouraging. What we're doing in the spirit now is we are doing battle by our worship. And God, the voice of God, slays the enemies as we worship. This is such a beautiful passage. up above that, down below that, it says, for Tophet was established of old. Yes, for the king it is prepared. For the king it is prepared. He has made it deep and large, speaking of God. Its pyre is fire with much wood. The breath of the Lord like a stream of brimstone kindles it. So in other words, what Isaiah was saying here is that the king of Assyria was about to come in and threaten Jerusalem, the city of the great king, and that God had beforehand prepared the valley of Hinnom, Tophet it was called, where previous Judean kings had sacrificed their children to Molech. But God had prepared it for the destruction of the king of Assyria, for his armies. And so, it's like we don't even know what places have been prepared for by God. Why are you living in your house, on your property right now? God prepared that place for you at the foundation of the world. This is so big. Tophet is prepared for the king, it says, Isaiah 30:33. Oh, there's a lot to go into here, but I'm going to stop now. But this is what we're doing, church, as we worship God, as we proclaim His truth, the truths of His word. The angels go forth, heeding the voice of the word of the Lord, and do battle. Be encouraged. Love y'all.